You're listening to Don't IEP Alone with special education advocate Lisa Lightner. For more information about Lisa, the IEP Toolkit, and more ways we can help you in your process, go to adayinourshoes.com. Now back to the show with your host, Lisa.
Hello, welcome. Happy April Fool's Day. I'm Lisa Lightner. Welcome to another episode of Don't IEP Alone. It is April 1st. So first things first, if you didn't listen yesterday, I did a bonus episode yesterday. And if you didn't hear it, today is the big day. Today, I am offering 50% off of my Don't IEP Alone Academy. The theme is Advocacy is no joke. The coupon code is no joke. I will put the link in the show notes. If you want to pause the podcast and type it in yourself, it is adayinourshoes.org/advocacy training flash sale. And there is a dash in between all of those. Course, and when you get there, you will see the coupon code and all the information about my amazing online training. I'm not just saying that it's amazing because it's amazing. I'm saying it because people tell me that all the time. Advocates. I've taken just about every training out there. So have many of the people in my course, and it's one of the big things is that during the school year, every Thursday afternoon, there are 2 live Zooms, and one is for parents and one is for professional advocates. And that alone makes it worth it, that you can come back and ask your question anytime you want. If you have questions, if you're a professional advocate, it's a way to get support. It's a way to bounce ideas around and things like that. So again, adayinourshoes.org, advocacy training flash sale. Listen, I'm going to be kind of short today because I'm running out of time. So much to do. My book editing is due this week and I'm only about a third of the way through it. And I did not realize, if you didn't know, I have a book coming out. It's available for pre-order on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. If you just go to either of those sites and search my name, it will come up. But I've never written a book before like this, so I did not know, like working with a managing editor and all that other stuff, that like, wow, editing is a lot of work. So anyway, that's why my podcast is going to be short today. But in addition to April and the Advocacy is no joke flash sale, because it's April Fool's Day, the other thing that happens in April that makes everybody groan and roll their eyes, of course, is Autism Awareness Month. And then that is usually quickly followed up by, everybody's aware of autism. It's time for Autism Acceptance Month. I agree. But what has bothered me and what continues to bother me as we move through April after April, and my child gets older and older, is the kind of quote unquote advocacy that I see taking place in April. And it has been my observation that there's not a whole lot of real advocacy, awareness, acceptance stuff going on. And arguments that just don't matter. And I know I'm going to take a lot of criticism for this, and that's okay. It's an area I've changed my mind over a couple of times over the past 20 years, and maybe I'll change my mind again. But one of them is just arguing over this stuff that doesn't matter. And what I mean by that is arguing over, well, let's call it Autism Acceptance Month instead of Autism Awareness Month. Well, okay. Let's. The other is the puzzle piece. And now I took a bit of criticism about this on my page last week because I posted about it, about, hey, April's coming up. Can we please just not argue over puzzle pieces? And it was met with, it's not about the puzzle piece. It's about people not listening to autistic people. And I was like, yeah, I get that. I do. I really, really do. But that's kind of my point, is that if we're trying to be heard, let's not try to be heard about the puzzle piece. Let's try to be heard about what I talked about yesterday, the ACL being dismantled, right? Our kids are losing funding. They're losing programs. They're losing civil rights protections. The agencies that oversee our kids' rights are being dismantled right before our eyes. And it's just happening against the law, right? Like if Congress establishes an agency, you can't just go in and dismantle it without Congress. But they're doing that, and not even just like, yeah, try me. Just try me. So let's be heard about the things that matter. We need to stick together. We need to stay focused. We need to make noise this April. We need to push for autism acceptance. But that doesn't happen when we're talking about a puzzle piece versus an infinity symbol. It talks about, if we want to talk about acceptance and what our families need, again, let's get back to that funding. Let's get back to these agencies. Let's get back to the fact that he fired half of the OCR attorneys who investigate complaints, that he closed all of those OCR offices that investigate complaints. That's what we need to be heard about, not whether or not it's a puzzle piece versus an infinity symbol.
Thank you for listening to Don't IEP Alone with special education advocate Lisa Lightner. We're so glad you've joined us and would love to connect with you outside of the show. For more information about Lisa, the IEP Toolkit, and more ways we can help you in your process, go to adayinourshoes.com. From self-care tips to common IEP mistakes, there's even more to explore. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast and subscribe to never miss an episode. Until next time, don't IEP alone, and you don't have to.